The phone lines, that's the number this morning to join us. And we start with news that came out of the Plains yesterday. And that is Auburn did announce that their head coach, Hugh Freeze, they did reveal that he has prostate cancer. They diagnosed with an early form of prostate cancer. He met with the team yesterday. He delivered the news of his diagnosis in a statement. The university released a statement saying Coach Freeze was diagnosed with an early form of prostate cancer. Thankfully, it was detected early. His doctors have advised that it is very treatable and curable. He will continue his normal coaching duties and responsibilities, and with forthcoming proper treatment, is expected to make a full recovery. Coach Freeze is incredibly appreciative of our medical professionals and has asked that we use his experience as a reminder of the importance of prioritizing and scheduling annual health screenings, end quote. That was the statement released from Auburn University.
Yeah, prayers to Coach Freeze and Auburn football. I mean, certainly we wish him a quick recovery. Sounds like they caught it when at a very early stage, which is, is probably if you're going to have a diagnosis of that nature, it's probably the best way for it to go down. But again, hopefully he'll be fine before the season. I know Auburn, we've already talked to Brian Matthews this week about them condensing spring practice. It's only going to be about a 3-week deal from late March to April the 12th. So again, hopefully Coach Freeze is going to have ample time to recover. And certainly thoughts and prayers go out to Auburn football and the Auburn football family. You never want anything like that to happen. We've already lost a coach, in the last few years, and Mike Leach to a heart attack, and it's a heart situation, which was tragic. And I think Mississippi State's still recovering from that. They've, they certainly have, been struggling on the field, and I think he was close to making them extremely competitive on it.
Well, there's a difference between letting a coach go and waking up one morning and realizing you don't have a head coach because of something way out of your control.
Mm-hmm. No question.
When a coach is leaving, you kind of get a feeling that they're going out the door, or you can push them out the door. But when you wake up and your program doesn't have a head coach and it's unplanned, it could set you back for a couple years. And unfortunately, that's, I think, Mississippi State's problem is situation as well. Again, 256-576-4977. You can join us here on a Saturday morning. Since we are talking football right now, we've got a lot of basketball to get to as well because it's another busy day in SEC basketball land. But did you see the Texas A&M news yesterday? A lot of the broadcasts that you listen to for college sports are handled by Learfield Communications.
Right.
Well, Texas A&M is breaking away from Learfield, and they have signed the richest media rights deal in college athletics. It is a 15-year, $515 million, fully guaranteed multimedia contract. They will, instead of getting $18 million a season, Texas A&M will now get $34 million annually in what is the richest broadcasting rights deal in athletics for colleges.
Yeah, it was a very lucrative deal. How much per championship?
Well, it's Play Fly Sports. So if Texas A&M,
I'm just asking in the past how many of them.
I know let's see here. In college football, that would be that would be zero.
They didn't have bars on the helmets.
$0 investment there.
Yeah. Basketball, Final Four at all?
No.
Yeah, the women have made the Final Four, but
yes. Have we? I don't even know.
Softball, baseball.
I was trying to look. The last Texas A&M national championship
in rodeo. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, I'm looking in any sport here. Let's see if it pulls it up for me.
Right.
Women's tennis. There we go. They won the 2024 national champion, making them the most recent national champion in any sport for the school.
Gotcha.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Did they have a parade?
Well, they probably had a parade. I hope
I mean,
people showed up.
Well, I mean, look, man, we're definitely tennis people here. I mean,
Yes, no, we are.
Eddie Jakes, guy I've
Yes,
known a long time. You
yes.
know him,
And his
great guy,
his son plays at Georgia.
and he played at Georgia.
Yes.
He's outstanding. And remember
We're not making
Huntsville?
fun of
No.
women's tennis by any
No.
stretch. We're making fun of the fact that Texas A&M cannot win national championships.
Eddie's a member of the Huntsville
Yes.
Madison County Athletic Hall of Fame, so I'm get inducted, rightfully. And Caroline Stapler, we know the Stapler family very well. She's a rising tennis player. So we are not belittling tennis. We're belittling A&M.
Yes.
Because they just throw money at everything and think it's going to solve their problems, and they'll still choke.
But do you think, though, that like the Alabama and the Auburns and all that stuff, now that they see Texas A&M getting $34 million, is that saying, hey, look, let's try to go get more money as well?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it can reset the market on things, and then
that's the point. Is it going to reset the market?
And then A&M can actually watch an athletic department that knows how to win at the highest level.
All right. It is another fantastic.
That would be a nice car for A&M, though. That's an A&M color.
I tell you what, we're sitting here in the showroom,
and it's a loaded showroom.
But this SUV that's sitting right ahead of us, it is
black
not.
Rims are tight.
That's not a Telluride. Okay. I don't think that's a Telluride.
I mean, for the listeners, if you want me to, I can get up and go read and see what it is.
If you can, does the headsets go over there? They go over there. They'll make it. All right, we're finding out what this vehicle is and the cost. I'm telling you right now, it is a remarkable vehicle sitting in front of me.
I was afraid that I would end up choking myself.
Okay, so what's the
Carnival
report?
6 Prestige.
Carnival 6 Prestige. Did you get a cost?
Yes.
How much?
Well, it's 21 miles to the gallon, so I wouldn't be interested in it. But it's a very, very nice, sleek vehicle.
But if you've got good credit, they can get you into it for 2.0 or 2.9 APR.
They'll finance you.
They'll do it all right here for you at Kia. They'll find a way to get you. I love the matte. I love the matte vehicle
I'm just
to your right.
Because I don't know. See, here I am if I do that. Like, let's see how far I can stretch here. See,
I told you have room.
Yeah, we're trying it now. So I'm looking here.
Okay.
$53,030.
For that car right there, that's a darn good price, because I tell you what, it probably has heated seats. It probably has cooling seats.
Let's see for it to be right in front of us. I think it's probably the fully loaded version.
That's what I'm saying. It probably has everything that it'll probably drive itself.
Yeah. I mean, at Tokyo, we just have to say 110, then it just go 110.
Look, we drove back from Nashville the other night. Now on Thursday night, we were on the bus. So, you know, we were able just to, yes, UAH. When UAH travels, it's bus rides and stuff. So you can just sit back.
That was the Pizza Hut experience.
Oh man, Pizza Hut and ice cream. I tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
But we drove to and from Nashville on Wednesday, and we probably hit above 90 a few times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We had the Corolla. The Corolla was humming.
I'm sure it was. On the way to Nashville.
On the way and to fro Nashville, we were moving pretty good. I was not worried about it being a late night on Wednesday. Welcome back and welcome into the show. If you are just joining us, yes, it is a special Saturday edition of Talking Ball. We are live Saturday today. The calendar turns to March, and I tell you what, I had this beautiful musical intro planned for this, and I can't figure out where we're not able to communicate on all these devices here, so we're kind of winging this show right now. So we flipped the calendar from February to March, and it means a little bit more right now in college basketball once that calendar flips from February to March. Joe Lunardi's bracketology entering today. This is entering all of the games today, and we're going to run them all down here in just a second. Auburn is still your overall number one seed. Your number one seeds as of right now are still Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Alabama. Alabama has slipped back to the Lexington regional. In that they are in the Midwest region. Auburn stays in the South region. If Alabama does end up in Lexington in the Midwest region, they would play in Indianapolis after Lexington. Auburn would play in Atlanta. Now, here's the interesting part, Drew. Arkansas is in as of today. Going into Saturday, Arkansas is in the tournament. Your last four in, Oklahoma and Texas, according to Joe Lunardi. Your first four out, Georgia, North Carolina, Boise State, and Xavier. Wow. Your next four, Wake Forest, SMU, Cincinnati, and Villanova. But going into today's games in the conference, Arkansas in, Oklahoma, Texas in, Georgia out.
Yeah, I mean, I still have doubts about Oklahoma, Texas, and Georgia. It's just oof. I mean, they're going to have to. This last week and a half for them is going to be big. I mean, they've got to. They're going to have to stack some wins, man. And
well, Texas plays Georgia today,
so that I think loser leave town. You know, okay. I think loser's done. So that's the kind of thing where people get the anxiety. How can they be in? How can they be out? Well, it'll work itself out because I think the loser of that game, what is done. I think when you talk about the loser of Texas and Georgia, I think loser leave town. They're kind of like the college football playoff too. So I think the loser is going to have a hard time getting into the field of 68.
Boy, I tell you what, we're pretty popular out here today.
Yeah, we are. They just had their
had their little pump up meeting.
Let's go, and I'm sure the first car will be sold in 10 minutes.
Well, we're here to help.
Yeah, we are. We're already advertising.
That's right. But I tell you what, though, if you want a car, sit down here. We'll sell you one.
Yep.
I mean, we don't care about the price on the window. We'll give a car away for whatever price you want. We'll give it away for.
Stop saying give it away, because then they'll kick us out of here. Because they'll say we're giving cars away.
We'll give it away for the price that's on the the window.
Yeah, which is negotiable with
it's
Arthur.
It's negotiable. Yes. Well, but I tell you what, you come up. Here's what you do: you come up here and you tell Mike Lasente up there at the desk. You tell him, "Hey, look, I want a Kia. Mm-hmm. Give me the best deal you can." He'll give you one of these fine associates, and then they've got plenty of good people here.
And they've given you two Kias because one hit the dust with a deer, and then you got another.
Yep. So I'm actually in that one right now.
There you go.
I drove it here today.
Mm-hmm.
But on the wall, they are striving for the President's Club Award again. And Tiny Arthur is in a tiny Kia.
Okay.
And see it? You see him in the little tiny Kia?
Oh, barely. Yes,
yeah. He's in the little tiny Arthurs in the tiny
little
Kia.
Road, like it looks from the Price is Right.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like they're close to the finish line again for 2000. It looks like they made it for 2024. So, but we're right behind the big hardware right here today.
Yeah.
See?
There's it's probably not as heavy as the Conference USA one.
No, and the Conference USA trophy though is no longer in the studio.
Yeah, I saw the text thread that he was coming by yesterday.
Yep, it's continuing.
I forgot to ask though, did he bring like something at the bottom of the stairs, like a dolly or something?
He carried that thing up the stairs when he came in that morning. He carried it up the stairs.
Did somebody open the door for him? The door's heavy.
The door's heavy and the trophy's heavy.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how he did it.
I would have probably messed my lower back up.
All right, 9:17. Let's get our first break of the morning in. We have been live and will be live from University Kia along University Drive. It's Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
Are you trying to find a new house? Are you trying to find the right loan, the right people to do your loan? Look no further than the Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green. John Kendall, the Vice President of Mortgage with me. John, when they need a loan, and I say when people need a loan, it's about them.
That's right, Scott. Our whole motto is it's all about you. We're going to be okay. You're the one making the investment. We want to make sure that you're taken care of.
How do they find you?
give us a call at 256-507-9180, or they can catch us online at bankoffrankewing.com.
It's Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green, where they take the home loan to you and they make it all about you. Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green is an FDI insured bank, as well as an equal housing lender.
NMLS number 446707.
We aren't a winning school. We are a championship school, and we make legends. Join the Crimson Tide as they look to continue to rise to the top of the NCAA basketball mountain. Every game, all season, right here on your home for Alabama basketball, the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Conference USA is bringing its premier basketball event back to the Rocket City. Don't miss the 2025 Conference USA Basketball Championships March 11th through the 15th at the VBC Probst Arena, featuring 20 men's and women's basketball teams playing 18 games with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. Find out who's going to be putting on their dancing shoes. Tickets as low as $40. Visit Ticketmaster.com today to experience Conference USA hoops in the Rocket City, March 11th through 15th.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
This is Steve Moulton for Lee's Magic Tunnel. Do you live out of your car? Does your car look like you've been well lived in? Then take your vehicle to Lee's Magic Tunnel, located on the Parkway. Any size of the vehicle, it doesn't matter. Lee's will get it clean. Offering many types of washes, but getting it clean inside and out. Ask for the manager special. That's at Lee's Magic Tunnel, located on the Parkway, and located online at leesmagictunnel.com for more information.
You know, this process is all about talking ball.
Listen to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond.
What did they want privacy for? To just start talking ball.
Every weekday morning, wake up with Scott and Drew. It's Talkin' Ball. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
More bass. Uh-oh.
Now there you go again. You say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down?
Live radio.
For playing around. That's what I get for playing around with things during the commercial break.
I think it's funny though. It's like just have fun. Good grief.
Well, that's what we're doing today.
We're just moving cords around, trying new equipment. You know,
I was playing around with things during the commercial break, trying to make it so that if our good buddy Arthur joined us, we'd be able to actually talk to him.
Yeah.
Actually, we can. I'll just have to hook it. Well, no, we can't.
I'll just give it my headset, man.
We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. But anyway, we're live from University Kia on a Saturday. The struggle bus is real right now. This all leads into another fantastic day.
Because we will tell the listeners this.
Yeah.
Just because you get new equipment doesn't mean it's going to be smooth right away.
No, it doesn't. And for some reason, what we have that's new, and I know. I mean, let's see what
now
time
we'll be fine eventually, but it's just sometimes there's a kink or two you got to work.
9:30. I'm trying to think if Tokyo would be up listening to the show right now.
Probably not.
But anyway, if he is, well, when I see him for UAH softball later today,
What time is softball?
noon.
Okay, well, or he may be over there setting up. Wouldn't be surprised here in a little bit.
UAH baseball taking on Valdosta State at 11:30 today, and then UAH softball's in action. So it's going to be another beautiful day though at Charger Park.
Right.
We will be entertained by Les Studeman later today, trying to see if she'll be happy or not.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that one out later. But we'll have all that for you. So it'll be another beautiful day. Hey, it's a big busy day on the hardwood. SEC basketball. The action is going to get started today at noon.
And game day is in the SEC again.
Yep.
In the SEC footprint. They're in Gainesville.
Yep.
As the Florida Gators are getting ready to take the floor. They're trying to bounce back a little bit.
7:30 tonight.
Yeah, that's usually how they do it. Texas A&M. And Texas A&M's in a hard place right now. You know, they just lost to Vandy at home, 86-84. So Texas A&M and Florida both trying to bounce back. And we all know the Gators have Alabama this coming Wednesday. And Bama's got their own hands full. I mean, they're playing somebody they hadn't beaten since 2021. And that's the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee has seemed to have Alabama's number lately, and the Vols
Tennessee, a 3.5-point favorite. Your over-under is 158.5, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And then Auburn, a solid 5.5-point favorite, and that's unusual in Lexington. But
in a place they haven't won since 1988. I don't think we've said that enough this week.
Yeah.
It seems like that when you mention that ball game, that's the first thing that gets mentioned.
But, I mean, Kentucky is banged up, but Jackson Robinson will not play in this game. He was listed as out last night. Lamont Butler will likely give it a go. We'll see how effective he is, Scott. So, Kentucky's going to have to play their best game of the year. I've called for the upset here. We'll see if it happens. But, I think of the last 3 games for Auburn, this is the diciest only because of Auburn's history. But if there was an Auburn team that was ever equipped to win in Rupp Arena, it's this one.
So I'm trying to go back into my head. The team that went to the Final Four with Walker Kessler.
No, that group did not. Walker was not on that team. They won the SEC regular season with Walker.
No. Did they play and beat Kentucky during the regular season that year?
I'd have to go back and check.
That's the thing that I was
probably in Auburn Arena if they played, but they did not.
Well, obviously
they did not beat them on the road. But that 2019 team did not win the SEC regular season. They got hot. They won the tournament, and then they went to the Final Four.
That's the team I was wondering is if I couldn't remember that year, 2018, 2019 would have been that team. I was just trying to figure out because we said, this is the best team that they've had that's equipped to go up there and get the win. Yes, they actually lost to Kentucky at home that year. 82-80.
Yeah. And didn't play
in the 18-19 season, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were only 11-7 that year in conference play Auburn.
But they got hot at the right time, just like Alabama a year ago. So then when Alabama and Auburn have made their Final Four runs, neither one of them was an SEC champion in the regular season. But I believe that Auburn team in 18-19 did win the tournament. And then
they did, and then they ended up playing Kentucky, by the way, in the Elite Eight that
year. And they
year.
beat Kentucky then on a neutral floor.
Yep, 77-71 in overtime.
And they also beat North Carolina like a rented mule. I believe that was in the Sweet 16.
Oh, that year they did travel to Kentucky.
Oh,
and they got their doors blown off in that game.
Okay.
80-53 was the final that year.
But they beat
Lexington.
Kentucky when it mattered, which was the third meeting.
Yep.
77-71. You never know.
All right, so that is noon. Auburn and Kentucky will get you started at noon. How about this one? Arkansas and South Carolina today at noon as well.
Arkansas's got to have this game.
They're a 1.5 favorite on the road against South Carolina.
If they lose this game, it will be a horrendous loss on their resume. They've got to win it. And I've already talked about, with the certainly when we were talking about the Georgia coming into today too. I mean, I think no question about it. Georgia and Texas, that's a loser leave town game. And then Mississippi State's still fine, but they need to bounce back. They've had a couple of tough ones. They're at home against LSU. They need to have a sense of urgency and get that win to stay comfortably in the field. And then, to be honest with you, you talked about Oklahoma being like one of the last 4 in. They got to win at Ole Miss. I mean, I don't think they will. I like the Rebels in this game, but
Ole Miss an 8.5-point favorite today.
So to me, the loser of Georgia and Texas is going to be in trouble, and then I think Oklahoma, if they lose at Ole Miss, I don't like their chances. So I think Vanderbilt's road win, and right now Vanderbilt's got an interesting matchup at home against Missouri, but I think Vanderbilt is comfortably in. And interestingly, Missouri is a very slight 2.5-point favorite in Nashville. That's a little surprising considering how good at home Vandy has been.
So Missouri and Arkansas are the only 2 road favorites today in the league. Everybody, oh, my bad, in Auburn. So there's 3 road favorites today. You have 7 games, 3 of the road, 3 are favorites on the road. That's it. So that tells you just how tough it is to win in this league. All right, got to get a break in. When we come back, our good buddy Patrick Harding. We see him a couple times a week, and he is on the move. Where is he headed, and why did he make the move? We'll let him explain next.
We aren't a winning school. We are a championship school, and we make legends. Join the Crimson Tide as they look to continue to rise to the top of the NCAA basketball mountain on your home for Alabama basketball.
Listen to Alabama basketball all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, "Savings never tasted so good." Click on that, then enter in the big zone deals store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Sea Salt, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farm, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, to try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia if you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 50s and lower 60s. It's going to be a cold night across the Tennessee Valley. We're dropping into the mid and upper 20s. Going to need a coat if you're heading out the door early on Sunday morning. Keep that coat handy through Sunday afternoon. A mostly to partly sunny sky. Temperatures only climbing into the lower 50s, dropping into the mid 30s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Monday. We are going to be a little bit warmer. Upper 50s and lower 60s, dropping into the mid 40s through the overnight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We are your home for Charger basketball.
Tommy Murr swings it over to Campbell. Campbell on the wing for the lead.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight.
Tell you what, this makes me just want to open up the sunroof of the Kia. Just start zipping down some back roads. Just let her fly. Stop at some barbecue joint, pick up some barbecue.
Well, Multine could let you fly.
He could.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the Spirit Coach jet, though, we don't have to go anywhere until Birmingham. So
right.
The wheels of the Spirit Coach jet are grounded right now. That's all right. Anyway, high school basketball conversation. I know we are in the month of March, so March Madness is happening. And Drew, one of the best in our business, one of the best in the high school business, Hall of Fame coach, making a move this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, it's he did an amazing job in his time at Buckhorn High School. He won 2 state championships there, the first 2 of his career. But before that, he went into the Marshall County Athletic Hall of Fame due to being the winningest coach in Marshall County history during his long run as the coach of the Albertville Aggies. He did everything there but win a state championship, certainly, and he had several teams that were good enough. We all learned that with Huntsville High this year. Sometimes things don't work out, but they did at Buckhorn exponentially, and now he's got an outstanding opportunity. It's right across the street from where I live, and anybody can see what's being built over at Whitesburg Christian Academy.
It's a brand new gym he gets to usher in.
It's an awesome spectacle to look at, great campus, and he's now going to be making the move to Whitesburg Christian Academy. And, of course, we're talking about our good friend Coach Patrick Harding, and he's been kind enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline this morning and talk about the move. And I'm sure he's super excited about UAH basketball right now too. He's getting the chance to be a part of that with his youngest son, Dane Harding, finishing his career on one of the best teams in school history. But Coach Harding is with us this morning. Coach, good morning. You're with Drew and Scott. How are you?
Morning, Coach. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We got you, Coach. Good
Yeah.
morning. How are you? You're Drew and Scott. How are you doing, man?
All right. I'm sorry. That's my earbud. So
it's all good, Coach. Hey, we've been moving our equipment around
Saturday.
this morning too.
It's a Saturday.
We have.
We're just glad to be on air. We're just glad to
trying
make
to
it.
have fun.
Yeah.
We're trying to
it's all
make conversation out of everything.
All good. And hey, by the way, congratulations on making the move. I know it was probably tough going from Buckhorn, deciding to leave Buckhorn, but congratulations on making the move.
Yeah, it's never easy to leave a place. We had so much love for those guys and what they did. It's pretty remarkable in 4 years for us to be able to do what we did, and it's a credit to the coaches down there that were involved. They're like brothers to me now, and the players are the real reason for any and all success we had there. Had some great players, and they really bought in. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be a part of that.
Well, it was, and I thought, you had a great player like Caleb Holt for 2 years, won 2 titles, but I thought we all know he moved on and went to Grayson High School in Georgia this year, but I thought your team still had an outstanding year, all things considered, when everybody had to kind of redefine roles. You played very well in the Huntsville City Classic. You put on a shooting display against Fairfield, a very good Fairfield team that won 30 games that we'd never seen before. And came very close to winning that tournament. And then this is how razor thin it can be. If you win a coin flip, maybe you even make a run if you get a chance to host the area this year, Coach. But I thought, all things considered, that senior class that moved on after this year had maybe the best run in Buckhorn history.
Yeah, the seniors of 25 absolutely won a lot of ball games and 2 rings, and I felt like we had a good season. It was disappointing the way it ended, certainly.
Yeah, it was tough.
The coin toss is a tough way to establish, who wins an area after 3 months of play. But we play in the best 6A area in the state. I believe since I've been here, it's been that way, and this year, Mae Jemison and Hazel Green, credit to them. They were playing good at the end of the season and got to move on.
Mm-hmm, they really did. And then, Coach, I know this is a unique opportunity. We were leading into the conversation with you. I live across the street from Whitesburg Christian Academy. I know a lot of people over there. I've been watching that gym over the last year be built, their facilities. I know that's got to excite you, a chance to move on to this next chapter of your career, but it's a program that's still relatively young in its infancy. It started to have success. It went to a regional a couple years ago, but a lot of potential at your new spot.
Yeah, it's obvious to one that follows high school basketball that they were a program on the rise, and just the whole athletic program. Once I've been over there now for a week, visiting with the various people on campus, that there's a commitment there on the part of the leadership to build on some of their early successes, and I just think it's a place where it's a great option for families that are looking for strong academics and first class athletics and most importantly the foundation in faith. And so I'm excited to be a part of that. I've always wanted to be part of a faith-based high school. I can remember back when we didn't have huddle, and we drove from school to school to exchange VCR tapes and DVDs to get a scout.
Yeah.
And going to Madison Academy and swapping films with Andy Blackston and walking down the hallway, and you could just see the joy and everybody being so happy, music playing in the hallways between classes. And I come home and tell my wife that that'd be a cool place to work one day. So I feel very fortunate and grateful to have that opportunity.
Yeah, and you look at Whitesburg Christian Academy, and Coach, the school itself has been around for a little bit, but they are building it really from brick one all the way up to where it is now. They're building a new athletic facility, a basketball facility. But you look at this school, and you have a chance to get in there really on the ground level and build this program. Yes, it's already there and established, and it's growing.
Strong,
yeah, but you have a chance to really build this foundation with some more new bricks.
Yeah, I'm excited to be part of the vision of what they have going on there. The gym, the facility is gorgeous. I mean, it is just beautiful, and it's a great size. We're gonna have a lot of rowdy crowds there, because I tell you, it holds about 1,000, and nice. I think we're going to fill that thing up a lot. I just think that you can see that there's a commitment to it now. After this gym is cleared for us to come into, I think they're going to start working on a strength and conditioning and baseball and softball hitting facility that I think is going to be important for everyone on campus. So yeah, it's exciting. It really the expectations are a little bit surprising, because I come over there and I think right now it's a group that really wants to play in postseason, and they seem eager and enthusiastic about getting started, and I can't wait. There's a lot of potential there. We've got a lot of guys returning. We had a lot from JV that can come up and help. So I think it's a great time to be a Warrior and be a part of what's going on over there.
Yeah, and the growth, Coach. I've grown up here. I mean, I know you've been a long time native. You grew up in Marshall County, and you've been in North Alabama. I've been in Huntsville. The growth potential and the way it's quickly blossoming reminds me of when Madison Academy built their new campus. And it's ironic you bring up Andy Blackston, but the growth reminds me. Whitesburg Christian Academy, they seem to be on the same path as Madison Academy, who's become a powerhouse in athletics in Alabama.
Yeah, I can see that comparison, Drew. Madison Academy's done a fantastic job with their athletic program. Certainly, they've had sustained excellence for quite some time now, and I believe that that's something that we can aspire to at the academy. And I think we have the commitment. I think that's number one for a coach when they're deciding to move. Is there a commitment by the administration to help you be successful? And I certainly feel that's the case.
Well, and Coach, plus you get to work alongside our another good buddy,
Jerry
Adcock there, the head football coach. I mean, they're building an athletic stable of great coaches.
Yeah, no, he's going to be great to work with. I've known we have a lot of mutual friends over our time. Jamie Lee was a basketball coach at Decatur for years, but he's a good friend of mine. And of course, Coach Patterson at Buckhorn is a friend of Coach Adcock as well. So I've known of him for quite some time, and we're basically have done this now for both over 30 years. So I think he's going to be great to work with, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and baseball's already had a lot of initial success too. I mean, there's a big time commitment to be great, and certainly I've been over there some, and great people over there that really want athletics to do well, along with the faith-based education that you can get at Whitesburg Christian Academy. But I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about being able to follow your son Dane this year. What a run for UAH. Scott and Steve, of course, have been along the ride for every game, but to go undefeated in the Gulf South Conference, and UAH has had quite a 25, 30-year run under some great coaches, but special year this year, Coach, and I'm sure you really enjoyed being be able to see that this team blossom for the Chargers.
Man, it's been incredible, guys. To go undefeated in any conference, it's just really unheard of at a competitive level. And the Gulf South Conference, when you go on the road, it's so hard to win. I know Scott traveled with them so much. You can't take anything for granted. For them to go unscathed through the whole season is just quite incredible. It's a great group of kids, and Coach Hedgepath and his staff have done a great job with him. That is one of the most prepared teams I've ever watched play. They're so fun to watch.
Well, could we see a Harding on the bench sitting next to you next year?
I want him to do what he wants to do with or making money.
Yeah.
You kind of have to make a choice. He's enjoyed his senior year and hasn't thought about a whole lot about next steps, but he's got a lot of opportunities. It's exciting to be 23 years old and have a degree, and I'm excited to see where he goes and what he does. But I'm really proud of him.
Well, he's found his offensive game though the last couple games. Especially down there.
This dude was a point guard in high school,
especially at West Alabama, and then
he's kind of had to transform himself on the college level.
Yeah, Montevallo. He's
overcome a lot of injuries, which you got to be proud of, because that's getting injured is tough.
Well, they're not going to start leaving. They're not going to leave him open much longer.
No.
Well, he's leading the Gulf South Conference in surgery.
Yeah. He's showing so much toughness to come back.
Healthy, yes.
He's a pretty tough kid. I'm proud of him. He plays whatever role Coach Shulman and Coach Hedgepath has asked him to, and has done the best that he could, and then he's turned himself into a pretty good defensive player too. So we're just real proud of him and his teammates. It's a great group. It's probably the oldest college basketball team in the nation. I don't know how you can be much older than 5 fifth-year starters, and then Austin Leslie coming off the bench and he's a fifth-year guy as well. So pretty experienced group.
Well, and the cool part is, Coach, I know it's unfortunate that the one narrow loss to open the season, they're not going to be able to very likely host this regional now. But, hey, the way I look at it, they played them once. It was a one-point game. They probably should have won. This is their best opportunity should they finish this drill, win the Gulf South Conference tournament, be the 2 seed. They got to feel good about their chances against Nova. I know Nova's kind of been tough for anyone to beat. They've been a national championship contender, but this is UAH's best shot, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing that the first game of the season has dictated now who's going to host the region. But those who kind of watched for the last few years, we all knew that was a possibility when we were down there in November watching the game in Montevallo, and it was
right
quite a game. I think our guys understand. Nova's such a hard prep, and Coach Estes had the the opportunity, being the first game of the year, to really, really hone in on what he needed to do, and we had a great plan. And I think now, after seeing him for the last 3 months, I'm sure he's kind of going to have a better idea of what worked and what we could do better. So yeah, I'm confident in our guys, and I think this has been our best chance. I think this is the best team we've had, and I think Nova may not be quite as deep as they've been in past years, but my gosh, that's an amazing story. If there's not a documentary already on that group, I know the coach has got a documentary on him, but
yes, he does.
That's an unbelievable story.
It really is. And another unbelievable story is, again, your path and what you've done. I know you've hit the ground running for a week, Coach. Are you going to be able to build your own schedule? How is that going to work going into year one with Whitesburg Christian Academy?
No, and yes. So most of the schedule's done.
Gotcha.
I've made a few calls and filled in, some spots. We were already in the Into Hoops event at Bob Jones in November, and the kids are excited about that. We're a 3A school, and so that's going to be a field of 6A and 7A teams primarily. And the leadership in Huntsville has invited us to the Huntsville City Classic, and our kids were really pumped when I was able to tell them that this week. So
wow.
It's just a great event. I knew that it was a special tournament, but being at Buckhorn for 4 years and seeing how excited our kids got to play in it, it's just something that I think that the kids at the academy are really, really going to enjoy. They've been going over there watching games for years, and so now they're going to get to participate in that. It's going to be a tall task in those two tournaments because I like our guys, and I hadn't got to be on the floor with them. I've watched a lot of film, and I think we can compete with just about anybody. But at the same time, the 6As and 7As are just going to have so much more depth and players. So, that's why we play. It's going to be good for us to get ready for the better 3A teams later in the year. So, excited about that. We have Grissom on the schedule. We have Gadsden City on the schedule. And I've got room to add one more, and we're trying to add a team that will help us in postseason. Montgomery Academy won it yesterday, and they're a team that presses a lot. So I'm trying to find a team in this area that does that has a date, because we have 30 games we can play. We have 28 of them field, so it's not just
wow.
I've got to find somebody that has a common date. So that's the challenge right now.
Well, that's awesome that this team is going to be in the Classic
that'll be
as well as
time
the
ever.
Into
Yeah,
Hoops.
that'll be neat.
That's awesome, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm very, very, very appreciative for those guys to allow us to come. There's a lot of people that want to get in that, so I'm very thankful they allowed us to come.
Well, and we know your other son Dylan very well too. We congratulate you on his marriage and the addition to his family. I also got a chance to talk now, I guess, to your brother-in-law. Is that right? Chris Latch, would that be how it would be? Saw him in Birmingham, and I told him it was very strange watching him in blue and orange and not Spain Park. Okay.
Yes, he's starting a program as well, and so his first year he gets to the Elite Eight. So that's I wouldn't expect anything else from Chris. He's a fantastic coach.
He really is. Well, great family now blended in the Latch family and Harding family. Congratulations on the move, Coach. I hope you don't mind. I may walk across the street a couple of times and then come talk to you. I can just that's about a 5-minute walk for me. So I'm enjoying the fact that you're there and building a program there. I look forward to seeing the new gym and seeing Whitesburg Christian Academy build. But appreciate the time, and then congratulations on the move.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime, guys. And maybe we can get some Warrior games on one of the zone channels. That's something I've got written down, try to get done.
Yes, sir. I told Steve, I said the other day, I said, I want to do one over there so bad. I do. I want to do one of those games.
That new facility.
Yep.
Get it rocking.
It's an experience I want to experience. So there we go.
Sir.
Yep. Thanks, Coach.
All right. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Patrick Harding, kind enough to join us. Simply one of the best. One of the best.
Class guy, coach, great coach, and then I love the answer with Dylan, man. That was a good one. That was very. He danced around it well.
He did he not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw Dylan on the bus last week, and I said, your dad's going to Whitesburg Christian, eh? He was like, yeah. I was like, he was excited. He was excited
No
for
question.
the move. All right, let's get a break in. I'm going to wrap up hour one next.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hey, do you have heating and air issues as the springtime starts to roll around? Hey, there's just one name you need to know. Talent Heating and Air. #1 heating and air business right here in the Tennessee Valley.
Yeah, we're locally based. If you call, you're going to get somebody based in Huntsville. Mentioned in spring earlier, we can actually do indoor air quality products, so we can help alleviate those allergy problems you're having in your house.
All right, Thomas from Talent Heating and Air, give them the number that when they call, somebody live and local will pick up.
That's 256-503-4490.
And you can always head to the World Wide Web and find Talent Heating and Air, and you guys will still respond.
That's talenthvac.com. If you don't want to talk to a person right away, you can fill out a form on there and get scheduled for a visit.
That's Talent Heating and Air. They're live, they're local. It's Talent Heating and Air.
AL certain number 21014.
Bryan Bellamy State Farm Insurance, located in the Rosie's Shopping Plaza, strives to help customers find the best auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance, and more. No matter where you are in life, Bryan Bellamy State Farm Insurance is here to help you find your best insurance and retirement needs. You can find them on the web at BryanBellamyAgency.com or call them at 256-539-7530. Bryan Bellamy State Farm Insurance is a proud supporter of UAH Athletics and reminds everyone to go Chargers. Bryan Bellamy State Farm, here to help life go right.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway. Conference USA is bringing its premier basketball event back to the Rocket City. Don't miss the 2025 Conference USA Basketball Championships, March 11th through the 15th at the VBC Probst Arena, featuring 20 men's and women's basketball teams playing 18 games with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. Find out who's going to be putting on their dancing shoes. Tickets as low as $40. Visit Ticketmaster.com today to experience Conference USA hoops in the Rocket City, March 11th through 15th.
Everything you need is just a click away.
Come up sometimes, silly.
Okay, almost everything.
Come up, I'll tell you a fortune.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. 977 ESPN, The Zone.
Hour one is quickly ending here on our Saturday edition of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Coming up here in just a few minutes, about 30 minutes or so, Brian Passink will join us as he will get us ready. I assume he's in Knoxville, so he'll get us ready for today's Alabama-Tennessee game there in the favorite city of one Drew DeArmond.
Yeah. Armpit of America.
Well, you haven't been to Cleveland, Mississippi. 256-576-4977. That's the number of the phone lines. You can join us here on what is a fantastic Saturday. I tell you what, if you're looking just to get outside today, it's 57 degrees right now. We should get up to a high of 60. Now, there's going to be some wind today out there, but that's okay. 61 is going to be the expected high. Now, tomorrow, going to have to bring a jacket because the high is only expected to be around 49 degrees. But then we're back up into the 50s and 60s the rest of the week. We kind of go 60s and the 50s and the 50s and the 60s. So spring is definitely here now in the Tennessee Valley. Coming up again in hour number 2, we will talk some college football conversation, some college basketball conversation. There was conversation about the tournament expansion as far as the NCAA field goes, March Madness.
I hate it.
Well, you hate it, I know, but the news that you were about to hear might please you. So we'll explain all of that and more, and I mean more, coming up next.
Oh, you found that.
Atlanta Braves spring training is on from Florida, and this 2025 Brave squad is ready to get after it in Northport.
And he waylays this thing way downtown. Swung on a fly ball, deep left center field, heading towards the gap that is down for a base hit. Acuna hits the bag at third. Here he comes, Michael Harris, taking no prisoners. It's a sweep.
97.7 ESPN The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Is Sports Center. I'm Ed Mankin. It is the first day of March, which means the NCAA tournament is just weeks away. It also means there are a host of big games as far as conference contests in college basketball today. We've got 2 games on ESPN Radio. The first one will be number 13 Clemson visiting Virginia. Our coverage gets underway at the bottom of the hour. Then Kansas will be home to face number 10 Texas Tech. The Jayhawks have won their last 2 after dropping 3-4 and falling out of the top 25. Coach Bill Self says the team is playing better ball in recent days.
I think we're playing not particularly well all the time, but I think we're playing the way that I believe gives us the best chance to win more consistently. So our energy level's been pretty good in recent memory.
The game can also be seen on ESPN. Coming up today at 1 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app, top-ranked Auburn will be on the road to take on number 17 Kentucky. Also today on ESPN at 4 Eastern, it's an SEC clash between number 5 Tennessee at home against number 6 Alabama. The Vols are into this one a 3.5-point favorite on ESPN Bet. Out of the NBA, where tonight on ESPN Radio, the Warriors visit the 76ers. Philadelphia will take the court without Joel Embiid. The team announced Embiid's knee injury will sideline him for the rest of the season. You can hear that game here on ESPN Radio. Our coverage gets underway at 8 Eastern. The game can also be seen on ABC as Golden State goes for its 6th win in a row. Tonight in Columbus, the NHL Stadium Series continues at the Horseshoe. The Blue Jackets host the Red Wings. Puck drop just after 6 Eastern on ESPN, the ESPN app, and Disney+.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday. Huge NBA weekend plus NFL Combine, and I'll react to it all in my
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia if you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
It's hour 2 of Talking Ball, 97.7. Whoa, is that Lord Molt?
I guess that was Molton.
Wow.
I guess I sent the text to the wrong person.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
just so you know, the headphone jack that you gave me that's brand new, I can't get it to work.
Yeah, we tried.
It may be user
we tried,
error, but I tried 3 different cables in said device, and it's now. I don't know why. I'm just
I
telling
did
you
figure
this
out
over
though
the air,
that the headset has a long enough cord where I can go read a price of a car.
Yeah, we
So,
figured that
we
out.
Figured that one out.
But it's a Saturday show.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said during the break we were going to talk about things and more, right?
Yeah, I want to give a quick update too. This is a barn burner. This has something to do with North Alabama. As we know, it's the final day of the final 48 of the championships.
Yes.
5A girls underway through 3 quarters. We got a barn burner. Ramsey 43, and then Scottsboro from our area 39. So that's a heck of a matchup. That's a close one. Scottsboro trying to get us another girls North Alabama championship.
All right. So we like food on this show, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So you have to be impressed with this. The Big Texan Steak Ranch in Amarillo, Texas.
Is this kid your cousin, by the way?
No, he's not my cousin, but here is the challenge, okay?
All right.
You have to sit up at the table and eat a 72-ounce steak in 1 hour or less. But you have to also eat the baked potato, the shrimp cocktail, the salad, and a bread roll. Okay? Once you take a bite of the steak, the clock starts. But you have to eat it. You have to eat it all in an hour. Now, Joey Chestnut did it in 8 minutes and 52 seconds.
He ate that much in 8 minutes and 52 seconds?
Yes.
That's disgusting. Good God.
So
what did he do? Suck it through a straw?
That's a competitive eater, all right?
I know.
That's a competitive eater. The other day at the Big Texan Ranch, they had a kid step up to the table, probably about 16 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. He accomplished all of this with 36 minutes left on the clock.
Well, how long did he have to eat it again?
1 hour.
So we did it in 25 minutes?
Did it in 24 minutes.
24 minutes.
24 minutes.
Ugh.
72-ounce steak, a baked potato, a shrimp cocktail, a salad, and a roll.
In 24 minutes?
In 24 minutes.
Jeez. I guess this is Joey Chestnut's like protege. Good Lord.
And the kid looked like he could have eaten another one.
Oh, I can imagine.
It wasn't. It did. I mean, look at this. There he is.
Yeah.
That's the individual.
Yeah, he's drinking water out of a boot. And
Look at that.
He's got a nice mullet too.
Look at that though. He doesn't even look phased.
Yeah, he doesn't look phased at all. Good Lord.
He just ate a 72-ounce steak
and the potato
and the shrimp cocktail
and the shrimp cocktail
and the salad and the roll.
And a salad and a roll.
Yes, you have to eat a salad and
I heard the roll, but
yes.
you had to eat it. Lord.
72-ounce steak. There is the steak right there.
Yeah, there it is. I guess that the butter next to it. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
But good grease.
I'm just letting you know that's
a 70. That's a massive steak.
72. Bro. Now here's the thing. It
Even
costs
the gristle
72.
And the fat.
It costs. Yeah, you got to eat it all. It costs $72.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it in advance. If you lose, you don't get your money back. But if you win,
you get your money back.
You get your money back.
And you probably get your picture on the wall, right?
Probably so. You probably get a T-shirt too.
Or a T-shirt, yeah. Brought to you by Pilcher's Appraisals.
Could you, Steve? I don't know who's on that. Could you do it?
There's no way in heck I could do it.
John, could you do it? 72-ounce steak.
I
mean, I could attempt it, but I don't know.
You don't have to eat.
It's not chicken. John loves chicken. We all know.
Yeah,
John's
it says
a
you don't
guy.
have to eat the fat, but they'll judge it.
Okay.
So, like, if it's a big piece of fat, if it's huge,
well, first
they're not going to make. Well, it's,
Lord.
well, normally you do. Normally in those challenges, you have to eat everything that's on there.
Yeah. Now, if it was 72 ounces of chicken tenders, John would be all over.
Now you will be disqualified if anyone assists you in the cutting, preparing, or eating of your meal.
There you go.
Okay. Once you started, you're not allowed to stand up, leave your table, or have anyone else touch your meal. That's the steak. There's your salad, and there's your baked potato. Look at that roll. That roll is.
That's not a roll. That's half a loaf of bread. That's pathetic. That's not a roll. I'm thinking of a roll like this, like the size of this.
like
right
a little
here.
like a little
Yeah,
dinner roll.
Right, there you go.
Yeah,
right.
a little dinner
I'm
roll.
not thinking of half a loaf of bread.
If you fail to complete the challenge, you must pay the $72. Now, no consumption or sharing of the leftovers is allowed in the restaurant once the contest is over.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't complete the challenge, you are welcome to take the leftovers with you.
Oh. Okay.
And should you become ill, the contest is over, you lose.
I would imagine they've had a few become ill. I don't want to think about it. So
72-ounce steak.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I had a big enough steak in Nashville and paid for that at 5 a.m.
Were we with you on that trip?
Yeah, we were there. Sean had chicken.
No. Anyway.
I had a nice steak. Remember, they messed up one of my sides. I didn't even get the side I ordered.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We went to a
and
nice
it's a good
fancy
thing, too, because Dad
we went to a
man,
good
I was full.
steakhouse, a nice steakhouse,
Yeah,
sat down, had ourselves
It
a
was a nice
beautiful
steak.
piece of
Beautiful.
beef.
Oh, it was great.
And John gets a chicken sandwich.
It was a really good chicken sandwich. I think.
It was. He did. He liked it. He cleaned his plate.
Oh, it's all right, John.
I mean, but I had a great steak, man.
At least
I paid for the peppercorns at 5 a.m. though.
At least you didn't go to a what was it, a Cuban or a Jamaican? What restaurant did we go to?
We went to a Mexican restaurant.
Was it a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, basically, yes.
That he ordered a chicken sandwich at? I didn't think it was a Mexican restaurant, was it?
Well, no, it was a Cajun restaurant.
Cajun restaurant. That's what it was.
I got the po' boy.
It wasn't really. It's kind of a
It was a
Tex-Mex.
Cajun restaurant.
It was kind of a Tex-Mex place.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I had a po' boy or so. Yeah, he had a chicken po' boy.
Yeah, he had a chicken sandwich.
All right, so you are not a fan of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, not
expanding.
Expansion.
You don't want to see the field expand.
I don't.
Well, Dan Gavitt, who nobody knows in this area, he's the senior vice president for the NCAA. Okay,
right.
He told CBS Sports that there does remain a possibility that the tournament will not expand at all, at least not in the near term. He said the most important thing to get across is it's not a fate of accomplished. He goes, the recommendation to not expand the tournament is absolutely a potential outcome here in the short term. And he says the reasons for deferring on an expansion are tied to the cumbersome financial issues, different opinions within the NCAA on the competitive viability of expanding both the men's and women's tournaments. So now remember, if they expand the men's tournament, they're going to have to probably expand the women's tournament. So you can't expand one and not the other.
Right.
So anyway, it does not look as of right now that there will be an expansion of the NCAA basketball tournament. So there you go. That should make you happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to hear that. I think it's fine the way it is. I wasn't a huge fan at first of the first four, but it's grown on me. And 68 seems like a great number, and I don't want to, because then it takes away from parts of the regular season. It's almost like no matter what, there's going to be too many teams in, and I think the regular season still matters as well in college basketball. I mean,
right.
Just like today, Alabama and Tennessee, they could be playing for a 1 seed. It's going to be a huge game in Knoxville. It's a team Alabama's had a lot of trouble with, and Rick Barnes and their style of play. And then we talked about it already, Georgia and Texas, a lot on the line. They're on the bubble. Arkansas not needing to lay a turd at South Carolina. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of storylines to watch in the SEC and throughout college basketball. You just mentioned one of the. I think they weren't on the first line. I think they were on the next four out. Wake Forest, Steve Forbes, Bruce Pearl, Disciple. They've played poorly down the stretch, and so even though their overall record isn't bad, it's the weakness of the ACC. I mean, it's not a great league. Right now, it may only be a 3 or 4 bid league with the way it's looking in the NCAA tournament.
And so if we expand that, we kind of lose that importance of the regular season. You think if we expand the field even 4 more teams?
Yeah, I just think right now the tournament's healthy. It's as good as it's ever been, and I don't think that the formula should be messed with at this point in time.
We did get a Twitter question in, or an X question in this morning. I still call it Twitter all the time. Any chance Bama does get that rare W in Knoxville today? Seems to be an impossible feat for Bama lately.
Well, I mean, they haven't beat Tennessee, period, since 2021, and Tennessee's had an outstanding program under Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes is 4-3 under Nate Oates. But I just think overall, to me, the metrics are pretty simple. If the game's in the 70s, Alabama doesn't have a great shot. But if Alabama can push the pace, make shots, not allow Tennessee to control the tempo, get on the offensive glass, do the things that they've done all year, rebound the basketball, win the battle of the boards, especially the offensive boards, keep live ball turnovers to a minimum and execute offensively. I think they can win the game if they get to 85 plus, but they're going to have to push the pace and they're going to have to, play at a faster tempo than Tennessee's comfortable doing.
All right, 256-576-4977. That's the number for you to join us here on a Saturday morning. Again, we have been live from University Kia here along University Drive, the number one Kia dealership in the state of Alabama for over a decade. Largest volume Kia dealer. They're the 2023 Kia President's Club Award winner, which is only given out to very few of the Kia dealerships in the state of America, in the United States. Yeah. And then little tiny Arthur's and a little tiny Kia. Looks like he's made it to the finish line for the 2024 year. So hopefully they'll be for a 2024 Kia President's Club Award winner. So congratulations to them. Let's get a break in, shall we? 10:15 here on a Saturday morning. When we come back, the conversation continues as we get you ready for another busy day of college basketball. Let's take a look around the college landscape and what comes up next.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe, but it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume, and yeah, you better believe it means more titles, like doctor, CEO, and your honor. Because this is the SEC, and here, it just means more. What does it mean to be part of the Southeastern Conference? That yours is the only conference with its own chant? Well, yes, but it means more than that. It means a study abroad program that might include reforestation in a mangrove swamp in Australia. It means finding your calling, your future spouse, your startup's co-founders, and of course, grilling tongs that play your fight song. This is the SEC, and here, it just means more.
Hey, do you have heating and air issues as the springtime starts to roll around? Hey, there's just one name you need to know. Talent Heating and Air. Number one heating and air business right here in the Tennessee Valley.
Yeah, we're locally based. If you call, you're going to get somebody based in Huntsville. Mentioned in spring earlier, we can actually do indoor air quality products, so we can help alleviate those allergy problems you're having in your house.
All right, Thomas from Talent Heating and Air, give them the number that when they call, somebody live and local will pick up.
That's 256-503-4490.
And you can always head to the World Wide Web and find Talent Heating and Air, and you guys will still respond.
That's talenthvac.com. If you don't want to talk to a person right away, you can fill out a form on there and get scheduled for a visit.
That's Talent Heating and Air. They're live, they're local. It's Talent Heating and Air.
AL certain number 21014.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Listen to UAH Charger basketball all season long.
So when we came out of the timeout, Coach Hedge had initially called a man play, and they ended up faking a zone. So the whole bench was yelling zone, zone, zone. So we tried to switch the play last second. We ended up getting confused. So Tommy swung it to me, and I initially was like, all right, I'm going to try and get to the rim right here. We're only down 2. We don't need a 3. And he flipped his hips real hard, and I tossed it back, and as soon as I let it go, I knew it was in.
Campbell to plug it in. 81-79 Union. Inbounds it goes. Dribbling it out from Tommy Murs. Swings it over to Campbell. Campbell on the wing for the lead. Oh, my God! Campbell! It's a 3! Into the front court for the win! No good! No good! No good! Blake Campbell with some onions from Jackson, Tennessee!
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Oh boy, 10:20. Let's just say 10:20 here on a Saturday morning. That's right, a Saturday morning. University Kia. It's Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And we checked out what car is this in front of us? Did we say again?
Okay, I'll get up again just to test it out and show people that I can,
It's a beautiful car, and I know it's $53,000.
It is definitely. It's $53,030.
Okay.
Yeah, and 21 miles per gallon.
Yeah,
and it is a 2025 Carnival. I think I screwed it up the first time. I actually said 6. It's SX.
Oh, okay.
I could have said something worse.
You could have said 6.
Yeah. I didn't say it. Anyway, 2025 Carnival SX Prestige.
SX. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, it is. Great lines.
If you have a family, if you have a growing family, that would be
SUV.
a beautiful car for you to come out here and
plenty of room in the back.
Yes,
to load the car. You got
what do they call it? Third row seating?
Yeah, that your third row, and if you sit the third row down, it's a lot of space there, and then you got.
I love
of
the
room in the
matte
front and the back.
car though on the end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That one's beautiful.
Okay.
You can't reach that one.
Hell no.
And then the one right here in the middle, that looks like the one, like the size we took to Dallas.
Yeah. And that looks like something of my size.
Yes.
Yeah. That over here.
But it's 2.9
Mike,
APR.
I think Mike is selling this car. I'm just going to predict it.
But that's somebody that works at Kia.
I know. But
2.9 APR for that car.
I bet they're trying to get this car sold.
They probably are.
Yep.
256-576.
It's probably gonna be wheeled out of here. That's happened before. When
we've been here, and there's been cars that have been driven right out of the showroom.
Yep.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. Cliff is with us this morning. Good morning, Cliff.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, Cliff. How are you, man?
Good. Hey, man, I know there's some big games today, Kentucky and Auburn and Bama and Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys know of any good matchups, man, or mismatches that might help me out on my DraftKings?
DraftKings. Well, let's take a look here. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the
whoever
matchups.
Duke's playing, take Duke in the point.
Take Duke in the point.
Yeah. No, just
okay. So if you're looking,
just take Duke and forego the points.
Well, whoever Iowa is playing.
Yeah, or Iowa. You're talking about your Hawkeyes on the road.
Yeah, take whoever Iowa is playing, because if Iowa is playing on the road, they have since we've turned to calendar, Iowa has not had a road game closer than double digits.
There you go.
In the entire since January, so
brutal.
They have been brutal as well, and so. Actually, they played last night, I think. I think they played last night.
Yeah, because they play those Friday big games.
Yeah, they got hammered by 11 by Northwestern. So.
Okay, Duke is a 22.5-point favorite in Cameron Indoor against Florida State. I would take Duke.
By 22?
Yeah. Florida State's terrible.
What's your bet? Like, I'm taking Janai Broom over on rebounds.
Okay. So you're doing the small stuff.
So what's Janai's rebound props today?
Yeah, what's his props for Kentucky?
see. I'm driving. Let me pull over real quick. They got
we don't want.
I broke
Oh,
12
Lord.
and a half. Let's see. Kentucky. Let me find Kentucky.
I would take
And,
Jonah. I'd take the over with Jonah right now.
Yeah.
The way he's playing.
They got Texas over 6.5 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. They don't have Kentucky any rebounds. They got Owa on points.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. I was just calling in. They got Cooper Flag at over 20.5 points. That looks pretty good. Don't it?
I would take
20.5.
I would take that over Florida State right now. Florida State not very good.
But that means, though, do you think he's going to get the minutes to get over 20
that's true.
points?
Yeah, he might only play half the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then JT Talkin over 19.5. I think that's a good one.
Well, and then North Carolina's favored by 16.5 in the Dean Dome over Sad Sack Miami. I think I would probably I'd say they'd win by more than 16.5 over Miami's mailed it in.
But North Carolina, well, it does still mean a lot for North
Yeah,
Carolina.
they're still trying to
first
get in.
4 out, so they're trying to get in. So
this
that
would be their 19th win.
That could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you guys and look forward to watching some good ball today, man. And y'all have a good weekend, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thank you, Cliff. So,
well, that's a first for us.
And then North Carolina
giving live betting advice.
Yeah, I hadn't done that since I was a kid. So,
did you give betting advice as a kid?
Man, they used to pass me in class at Huntsville High. I used to get like parlay slips all the time because I used to bet parlays in high school.
You were running a betting ring in high school.
I mean, I won some money, so everybody knew that. So they started trying to pass me all these betting slips. Good Lord.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I did all right.
So did you have a bookie?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you
the last time I did it
would leave school or whatever.
When I was in college, we had a little group or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever I worked, where we would bet parlays, and I hit a couple of times. It was, but here's the thing: like North Carolina down the stretch, they pretty much have to win all their games. Like
they do.
They've got to beat Miami. Then Tuesday they've got Virginia Tech on the road, which is kind of a little bit dicey. They need to get that one done, and then of course we know they finish against Duke, and that could get them in the Dean Dome if they could beat Duke. But Duke
here's
beat them like
one.
a yard dog in Cameron earlier this year.
St. John's is a 20.5 point favorite over Seton Hall today.
Yeah, Seton Hall has not had a great year under Shaheen Holloway, but they have had a couple of moments where they've upset. I think they actually upset UConn the other day. So.
How about Louisville back inside the top 25 after
Pat Kelsey's doing a great job.
A couple of years of just absolute atrocious basketball.
Kenny Payne.
Yeah.
So,
and then in the Big 12, there is a big game in the Big 12 today. 9th-ranked Iowa State welcomes 22nd-ranked Arizona.
That's still so weird to say Arizona in the Big 12.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, really weird.
St. Mary's taking on Oregon State today.
What league is Oregon State in again? I can't remember.
What is that? The
Mountain
same
West?
league as I think it is.
No, well, the Gonzaga. Those I don't think they're. I don't think they're in the West Coast Conference. I theyght they were in the great.
Oregon State's in the West Coast Conference. The
They are?
WCC, yeah.
Oh Lord, that shows how much I've kept up. Is Washington State in the West Coast Conference?
They would be, yeah. So Washington State and Oregon State, yeah, they're there.
Okay, I guess they're in basketball. They're in the West Coast Conference. Gotcha.
Washington State. Let's just see here. Washington State, by the way, in the West Coast Conference this year, in case anybody is given a damn, 15-10 and 5-7.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yep.
I don't think a lot of people are.
I don't think they are. I didn't even know they were in it.
Anyway, 256-576-4977. If you need more betting advice, we're open. Free of charge. Just bet wisely. I mean, if you're taking our word for it, just bet wisely. Clemson's at home are on the road today, taking on Virginia. They're a 6.5 point favorite. This is other top 25 action. Kansas, unranked,
for the first time in a million years.
At home, taking on 10th-ranked Texas Tech today. Kansas is a 4.5-point favorite at home to get a win over Texas Tech. Boy, if they lose that one today inside the fog.
Well, people have already been asking about Bill Self retiring. He says he's not, but of course, because there was people trying to connect Nate Oates to Kansas, you knew that would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Bill Self is going to retire. I think he'll retool. I mean, he's done a remarkable job at Kansas.
All right, I tell you what, oh boy, let's get a break in, because when we come back, Bryan Passink's going to join us live from Knoxville, Tennessee, Drew's favorite city. Coming up next.
We aren't a winning school. We are a championship school, and we make legends. Join the Crimson Tide as they look to continue to rise to the top of the NCAA basketball mountain. Every game, all season, right here on your home for Alabama basketball, the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Conference USA is bringing its premier basketball event back to the Rocket City. Don't miss the 2025 Conference USA Basketball Championships, March 11th through the 15th at the VBC Probst Arena, featuring 20 men's and women's basketball teams playing 18 games with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. Find out who's going to be putting on their dancing shoes. Tickets as low as $40. Visit Ticketmaster.com today to experience Conference USA hoops in the Rocket City, March 11th through 15th.
Hey, do you have heating and air issues as the springtime starts to roll around? Hey, there's just one name you need to know. Talent Heating and Air. #1 heating and air business right here in the Tennessee Valley.
Yeah, we're locally based. If you call, you're going to get somebody based in Huntsville. Mentioned in spring earlier, we can actually do indoor air quality products, so we can help alleviate those allergy problems you're having in your house.
All right, Thomas from Talent Heating and Air, give them the number that when they call, somebody live and local will pick up.
That's 256-503-4490.
And you can always head to the World Wide Web and find Talent Heating and Air, and you guys will still respond.
That's talenthvac.com. If you don't want to talk to a person right away, you can fill out a form on there and get scheduled for a visit.
That's Talent Heating and Air. They're live, they're local. It's Talent Heating and Air.
AL certain number 21014.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 50s and lower 60s. It's going to be a cold night across the Tennessee Valley. We're dropping into the mid and upper 20s. Going to need a coat if you're heading out the door early on Sunday morning. Keep that coat handy through Sunday afternoon. A mostly to partly sunny sky. Temperatures only climbing into the lower 50s, dropping into the mid 30s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Monday. We are going to be a little bit warmer. Upper 50s and lower 60s, dropping into the mid 40s through the overnight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Listen weekday afternoon starting at 5 on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It's perfect.
All right, well, I guess welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. I guess we're back. Hello?
We good? Okay. Gotcha.
Sometimes I feel like we're in Africa with Toto.
Well, we got, speaking of that, we got some good news from North Alabama. Your final score, Scottsboro 54, Ramsey 53.
How about
Another
that?
state championship for North Alabama
How about
in
that?
girls basketball. So congrats to the Scottsboro Lady Wildcats.
There we go. There we go. At least something happened.
I don't know what the hell just happened a second ago, but
I
we're back
don't
on the
know.
air, I think.
We're good. Toto's in. We're in
Yeah.
Africa. Alabama's in Knoxville. They're getting ready to take on the Tennessee Volunteers, 6th-ranked Alabama, 5th-ranked Tennessee. Of course, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, your home for that game. 3 o'clock tip, 2 o'clock pregame. Alabama, a 3.5-point underdog this afternoon on the road inside the Food City Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. In case you are wondering, your total is 158.5 for today, and a lot of people expect this one. This is a clash of styles. If Alabama's able to run, that's good news for them. If it's a low-scoring game, that means Tennessee's getting what they want, a defensive style of a contest.
Well, we are honored to be joined. He'll be on the call with Chris Stewart and Tom Stipe in Knoxville, Tennessee, because this is a huge game. This could be for a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. He does a great job as the longtime color analyst for the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And, of course, I'm talking about Bryan Passink, and he's been kind enough to join us live from Knoxville on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline this morning as we are live from University Kia. Bryan, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
We're doing good, man. Hey, by the way, I saw a great picture the other day of you. There was a picture taken, and when Alabama went over to Austin, Texas, and played very well on the road. It was really cool to see Robert Ory, who I met the other day in Tuscaloosa. Of course, when I was growing up, he was a great player, and I know you played with him. And then I saw Darby Rich. I know your teammate and has been a longtime strength coach on the Division I level. He's with Rodney Terry at Texas. I did not recognize the great Melvin Cheatham. How cool was that?
Melvin's one of my all-time favorite Alabama players. He's got me by a few years.
He does.
He looks younger than me, but I've known Melvin since I was in college. He would come back and play, pick up in the off season, and got to know him. And he's just a great guy. Lives in Austin. He's done incredibly well in real estate. He's travels a little bit, but he's based out of Austin and gets to Tuscaloosa for games every now and then. Just one of the great players in Alabama basketball history. I know some of the younger folks may not remember Melvin. He had a really nice pro career overseas. Didn't play in the NBA, although he was right there. I mean, he was good enough to play in that league, in my opinion. But a great guy and a great player at Alabama.
Well, I think he's he's on my list, all-time underrated that people always don't think about, Bryan.
Yeah, listen, and put Gary Waits
there,
on that list. And,
Gary Waits. Yes.
Those teams in the late 80s, early 90s were so much fun to watch. I mean, those were the teams, watching guys like Gary Waits and Melvin Cheatham, and of course, Robert Ory. I mean, it goes without saying, everybody knows Robert, one of the greats in Alabama history, one of the great NBA players when you look at championships. But those teams, I mean, that's what I wanted to be a part of, play for Wimp Sanderson and get to play with guys like that and all the success that they had in the SEC and the NCAA tournament. It's fun to run into Alabama players, some of the guys that I played with, like Darby, who was a senior my freshman year. We lived together and we kept in touch. He's done really well in college coaching as a strength coach. He's considered one of the top strength coaches for basketball in the game. And then Robert, who is now doing national radio.
He is, yep.
Works for the Lakers, does some TV stuff for the Lakers, and get to see those guys and some of the guys I played with, some of the guys I didn't play with. But I can tell you this, one thing that we all have in common as former players is we are proud of this program and what Nate Oates has done and putting us on the national map with a chance to hopefully, if we get some help, compete for an SEC regular season title. And regardless, we're going to have a great seat in the NCAA with a chance to make a run. So former players have bonded and been excited and love what Nate Oates is doing.
Well, today Alabama has another crack at that, another chance to be great, and that is taking on Tennessee in Knoxville. And Bryan, this is one of those games that you go in, and if you're Alabama, the goal is to get the game in your tempo, your favor, your pace. If you're Tennessee, you want it slow, you want a defensive battle, and it's a clash of styles.
It is, and you know the other part of this is Tennessee has great players. We've seen Alabama go against other teams that play similar styles of Tennessee and win the game and implement and kind of dictate pace. It's just hard to do against Tennessee, especially on the road in Knoxville, because they're really good. They're so physical on the defensive end. They have great individual defenders, and Zakai Ziegler, who may be competing with his teammate Jamal Mashak for SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Akpara on the inside block shots, and they're just so good defensively. Number one in defensive efficiency in college basketball, and Alabama, the number one offense in terms of scoring and one of the top in efficiency and in pace. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's also going to be interesting to see how this game is officiated. And if you listen to the Crimson Tide Sports Network, I will not be complaining about the officiating. I'm making a commitment to you guys right now that I won't. My goal today will be to not mention the officiating. So I'm trying to get, we're all trying to get mentally focused and ready to play. All the players are, and that's going to be my contribution and my mental focus up until tip-off is I am going to be focused on the game. And I may mention that how it's called is important, if they're going to let them play or if they're going to call it tight. But if you listen in and you hear me complain or even, insinuate, please tweet at me, call me out. I want to be called out for this. I want to do a good job for the
Bryan, though, it's hard to do this year, though. That's hard to do. I mean, it's
so hard.
It's so hard to do. I mean,
it's so hard. And now I'm not going to complain about the officiating in terms of fouls called for or against my team. But what I will complain about is the official reviews at the monitor. So that I will make mention of. I will whine, moan, cry, whatever, bang the table in front of me. I will complain about that because I hate it. It drives me crazy. All these official reviews. Games are lasting almost 3 hours, and end of games are just like they're so hard to watch now because they go to the monitor every time anybody sneezes. It drives me crazy.
Well,
it disrupts the flow of the game.
Yeah, it does. It does disrupt it. But a key for Alabama is going to be a start, Bryan. I think they need to get off to a fast start. The only road game to me that they didn't start well was Missouri within the league, and it's the only one they've dropped. They got off to a 12-0 hole. They did play well enough offensively to win the game, but they couldn't get enough stops. But today, to me, they need to start well against Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree. And, that's been a point of emphasis for this team, especially considering how those poor starts have cost them, whether home or the road. But finally got a great start in the game against Mississippi State. And Alabama has been trying to come back from double-digit deficits over the previous 3 games and finally got out to a double-digit lead, which was a great thing to see. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. I agree with you. It's always so important to start well, especially on the road. Got down 12 against Missouri, lost by 12. If you get down double digits early in this game, the way Tennessee guards and with this crowd, 20,000+ at Thompson Bowling Arena, it's going to make life very difficult if Alabama digs himself a hole early.
Bryan, why the digging of the holes? What, I mean, you're sitting there courtside and you're seeing it. What was the biggest reason why for those slow starts?
All right. I'm a professional analyst. I've been doing this 22 years. So get out your notepad. Write this down. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
that's my professional opinion is I really don't know. And I think, when I look at what Nate and his staff has done, I mean, there's been some tweaks. There's been some changes. They've changed the starting lineup. They've kind of changed their rotations a little bit. I mean, if you look at what they've talked about in practice and in the pregame talk, it's not like there's not a focus on it. There absolutely is. And for whatever reason, the team has not gotten off to great starts. And I'm hopeful with what we saw against Mississippi State and a great start there, that the tide's turning on the way this team gets going. But it's almost taken them a little time to warm up and get a feel for it. And if you do that against Tennessee, I mean, you're going to get punched in the mouth a couple of times because of the physical nature that they play on the defensive end. So hopefully this team's ready to play. And I think if we knew exactly, I think this it wouldn't have been a problem like it has throughout at least the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season. Maybe not quite that long, but it wasn't in the last game. So hopefully that'll be the case today.
Well, they definitely have to win the rebound battle if you're Alabama. I think they've got and we've seen them against teams like Houston where Alabama has won the battle of the boards and the offensive glass because that leads to more possession. It leads to more shots. I still say the magic number is 85. If Alabama can get the pace accelerated, because Tennessee, I don't think Tennessee wants the game to get out of the 70s, Bryan.
Yeah, I agree. And I saw a stat. You guys may know it. I don't think Alabama has. Is it true that has not scored above 75 points against Tennessee? So,
that's true. I think I saw 73, something like that. They haven't been able to get out of the 70s.
Yeah, that needs to change. I mean, you don't need to score 111 like you did against Mississippi State, although we would all take it, and that would mean a tied victory. But it's hard. It's hard to get going against the Tennessee Vols. They're the number one defense in the country for a reason. I mean, they do everything well on that end of the floor. Their transition defense is great. They do the two things that I think that really separates them defensively is they do a great job on the ball. And one of Alabama's strengths is the ability to get past that initial defender and cause help side to have to get into your defensive rotations. And then the ball moves and you're going to end up with open shots. But Tennessee just doesn't give up a lot of drives to the basket. They do a great job 1 through 5 of not allowing dribble penetration and not having to help. Now, they will help if needed, but typically against the Vols, you don't have to. The other thing that I think they do better than anybody I've seen in a long time in college basketball is they don't allow themselves to get screened. I mean, Alabama or, in college basketball, you're setting a lot of on-ball screens. They do a great job of fighting over screens, getting through them, almost like they're not there. And I think how Alabama screens and angles and little things like that could determine who wins or loses this game. Because if you set a screen that doesn't have the right angle or the timing's not just perfect, it's gonna be like it's not even there. And it's so hard to get into your offense if you can't get an angle and if you can't get some advantages going to the basket. But this Tennessee team is right now projected as a 2 seed. I think they, along with Alabama, have a great chance for a 1 seed, depending on how the last 3 games of the regular season goes and maybe what happens in Nashville. But this is a great, great defensive team in Tennessee, and hopefully Alabama can keep the momentum going from what happened in Tuscaloosa against Mississippi State last week.
Yeah, and defense really a key for this one for Alabama. Tennessee is as physical as they are on defense. Great on defense. Offensively, that is where the question marks kind of surround Tennessee the most. And if Alabama has the right attitude on defense today, it could bother Tennessee's offense.
Yeah, and Alabama's gotten better on the defensive end, and I think a couple of guys who were playing really well on that end of the floor starts with the point guard, Mark Sears, whose defense has been great the last 3 games. We know what he's done on the offensive end, and we know what he's done offensively consistently throughout his career, but he's getting better on the defensive end, and I love to see that from a veteran, from a senior. And so what he does, probably matched up with Zakai Ziegler, one of the top point guards in the country, is going to determine what Alabama does on the defensive end. So it starts there. And then also Cliff Amore is playing his best basketball in an Alabama uniform. The job he's done on the inside, protecting the rim, cleaning up defensive rebounds. I think those 2 guys are helping Alabama become the defensive team that they need to be to make a serious run in March, because offensively, this team has all the firepower. Defensively, they have not been as consistent, but they're starting to play better, and they're going to be challenged on that end of the floor against a really good Tennessee team, because Zakai Ziegler, Chaz Lanier, those guys can really shoot it, can really score. And they've had games where they've struggled, but when they haven't, they've looked like the best team in the country, because they are that on the defensive end. But with Zakai Ziegler, Chaz Lanier, and some of those other guys, they have the offensive firepower that it takes to compete for a national championship. And I think when Tennessee's clicking, they are national championship good.
Well, I think as we're wrapping it up with you, though, another wild card for me today, or at least an underlying factor for Alabama to win, we need postseason Grant Nelson to start today, and or Mohamed Diabate. One of those 2 has to really step up today.
Yeah, they do. And, Grant Nelson's been a little banged up.
Yep.
But he's so tough. And I even games that he struggled, I just admire his toughness and his fight and what he brings to the table from an intangible standpoint. Love that. And I think he's going to have some big offensive games as we get down the stretches, especially if he can get a little more healthy, which I believe that'll be the case. I know that even though Nate's practicing hard, they're not practicing as long, trying to get guys' legs and get guys that have been banged up a little more healthy. So he's a key in this game and for this team, as is Mo Diabate. And, Ramadan has started. So
that's right.
Talked to the team's dietitian this morning. Mo was up before dawn and getting his food and water and Gatorade and that sort of thing, because he can't eat or drink throughout the day. And I hope we see what we saw in the NCAA tournament last year when he was going through the same thing. The guy was playing inspired basketball, a big reason why Alabama ended up in the Final Four, and was doing it on fumes because of that holiday and not able to eat or drink. But we'll see. We were calling him Ramadan Mo last year during the NCAA tournament. He was great, so we hope we see that here today.
Well, we certainly do. The pregame will be starting at 2 o'clock here on the 97.7 The Zone. We are the home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And then 3 o'clock will be the tip-off Central Time, of course. Eastern, there'll be 4 Eastern in Knoxville, but 2 o'clock Central here, and then 3 will be the tip-off Alabama at Tennessee, and you'll be able to hear Chris Stewart and Bryan Passink on the call. Bryan, greatly appreciated on a Saturday to join us before the broadcast today.
Yes.
Number 1 seed could be on the line here. Alabama trying to stay on that one line. Big game for the Tide. Have a great call, and we appreciate the time.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all having me.
All right, let's get that final break, and we're going to wrap all of this up from University Kia next with your tomorrow's headlines.
All right.
Are you ready to be part of something bigger? Here at Qualys, we don't just support our national security and space programs. We fuel them with cutting-edge technology. From defending our nation to pushing the boundaries of space, Qualys is where innovation meets impact. Join a team driven by purpose, powered by critical technologies, and committed to making a difference. Your skills, your passion, our mission, where your career and your future takes flight. Apply now at qualys-corp.com.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Don't forget, hey, coming up at 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, UAH baseball, UAH softball. And you'll be able to listen to all of those on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Just download the app. Hey, John, I think I'm going to need a softball graphic so I can put it on the app and the web, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I honestly, it just hit me like right now. Like we have the Charger Zone up there.
Yeah.
But you can't go to the Charger Zone and listen to baseball and softball at the same time because it's not going to work because you're only going to get one or the other.
Uh-huh.
And so we got both of them.
Yep.
So I guess I'm going to need a softball graphic and going to have to put it all on there in a matter of moments.
John's just wearing some hats today. We need a Patrick Harding interview and we need a graphic. But John's good with the graphics.
He is.
He can throw them together just like that.
Bang! Just kind of like we put together a show just like that.
Well, I mean, he's been wearing. I mean, the phone line's been a little wonky today. Been acting crazy. So we had equipment issues down here trying to get stuff to work.
But it all works.
Yeah.
So we
fought through it the whole time.
Basically, we're kind of like the Jeffersons before they moved on up.
Oh, okay.
This is like before they moved on up. This is when they moved on up to the penthouse.
Okay.
We just couldn't operate it from the penthouse in the sky.
Right.
We just had to basically do it a different way.
Somebody that owned the penthouse, though, they were looking at this car in front of us.
They were trying to buy the Carnival.
The Carnival SX.
That is a beautiful car. It's a minivan, by the way.
It really is.
But it does not look like a minivan.
It's a very sleek looking vehicle. It's now considered a minivan. It looks more SUV-ish than minivan-ish.
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
It has the features of a minivan.
Anyway, we've been live here from University Kia, and it's been a fun day. They want to see you in a Kia. We want to see you in a Kia, the number one Kia dealership in the state of Alabama for over a decade. 2023 Kia President's Club Award winner.
Well, the headlines will be, we've already had Scottsboro ladies win. We'll be monitoring Florence tonight against Hoover in the boys action.
Come on, Florence.
And then SEC, out at Kentucky and in Rupp Arena against Auburn at noon, Alabama on the road at Tennessee at 3, tons of hoop action, and then you and Steve, softball, baseball, UAH style.
Yeah, going to get over there. Here, I got my Chick-fil-A order in. Actually, I got to order it now. We got Chick-fil-A I got to pick up, but yeah, we've got softball, baseball, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, double hitters for both. Beautiful day to be outside, folks. Let's do it. Let's enjoy it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work?